Tonight, from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's an old-school battle in the Keystone State of Pennsylvania. The Eagles and the Steelers are underway. Now James returning. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And for the first time, we get our look here at the Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts, the second-year quarterback out of Oklahoma.
A lot of expectations for Jalen Hurts this year, but he has the support of the franchise, including the man who owns the franchise. Had a 4-game audition at the tail end of last year and did enough that the Eagles sent Carson Wentz to Indianapolis. They're expecting Jalen Hurts to be their quarterback of the present and the future.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Steps away. Room to run past midfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all it does is hurt you.
Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. 7 yards the pick up there. Working with a 2nd and 3. Throwing his Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Hurts sets up to throw it. Hurts fumbles it. And it's picked up by the Steelers. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 22. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So the completion there, and CD, as we know, trying to defend against an NFL quarterback, that's one thing. Trying to defend against a mobile NFL quarterback, that's quite another. What's the plan here defensively?
Well, the pass rush has to still try and get to him, and especially the guys on the edge, but they're going to go maybe a count slower, right? They want to make sure they don't get too far upfield where he steps up and takes off through a lane. The same is true for those interior guys as well. So you've got to change it up with him. Try and keep him hemmed into the pocket, and occasionally you throw a spy on him. A fast linebacker or one of your extra defensive backs who can dance with him a little bit if he takes off and runs. Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Hurts. Out to his left. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. They give it off here to the tight end. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
That was 4th and what we would call long in that situation, wasn't it? That wasn't 4th and inches, was it?
No, I mean, you get in those situations 4th and 3, 4th and 4. That's a lot to, what would you say, a lot of pizza left in that box.
It certainly is. Not everyone dove in on that one. In today's NFL, this is a passing down. All right, this is not a running down. That takes a lot of guts to call that play and even better execution.
Now a 2nd down and 6. Shotgun snap, and then to give to Sanders. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Hurts. almost fumbles it. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunately for him, that ball stayed close so that he could recover it on his own.
And you know the prayers that were going through his head as the ball escaped from him? How happy was he at the end of it when he found the football again, able to retain possession?
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Steelers here ready to go to work for the first time. And the grizzled vet, Ben Roethlisberger, bringing him out now in his 18th season in the National Football League.
And it's not out of the question. It's not out of the realm at all to wonder if this might be the final season for Big Ben, either in a Steeler uniform or in the NFL period. He re-signed back in March saying, "It's my greatest honor to be a Pittsburgh Steeler and give my all for the organization." Had a big year in 2020, 33 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions, and led the Steelers to an 11-0 start. You have to think that he would love to end his career the way Peyton Manning and John Elway did, hoisting the Lombardi Trophy and heading off into the sunset.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
From the 36, Roethlisberger. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. The 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. 49 yards. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Extra point now by Boswell. And it's no good. He misses the PAT. So file that one away. Could eventually loom large here as the night progresses. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and are controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
42 yards rushing for him now to this point. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance. No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And it was a stiff arm there that freed him enough to get the first before he's tackled.
I like this focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up 2.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. There's the first NFL catch for Devontae Smith. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield and broke down the defender. Made him
what do you mean by that, Burrow?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he curls back inside for the completion.
Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. It's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And for the 2nd time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. He'll check it down to Bell. So no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
He sets to fire deep. And this is caught inside the 5. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. 2 first-quarter touchdown passes now for Ben Roethlisberger. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. It took them a while to get their speedster involved, but they found him downfield there.
And what we've discovered as we've watched games is the speedster doesn't have to have a lot of catches, doesn't have to have volume in order to have a huge impact on the game. His speed scares the heck out of defenses, and other guys can capitalize, but when you finally hit him and he carries it all the way into the end zone, that's what you're paying him for. That big threat that can make big plays on a limited number of catches.
That's how you step on the stage with your first catch, take it to the house. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? Well, normally you see three tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or two towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Quick slant here to Smith. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 39.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Sanders with a first down carry, but he's going to be stopped up behind the line. A loss of a couple there.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They'll set up a throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. They're going to look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ward. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Miles Jack coming in hard that time on the blitz, and he gets him down. It's a loss of 4. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Here comes Johnson on the return. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Oh, that's a very good run there by Najee Harris, who can take it inside. He can get to the perimeter. He can do it all with his build and his speed. This is a guy coming out of Alabama who did everything for the Crimson Tide. That's why Pittsburgh took him in the first round. Last in the league in rushing as a team last year were the Steelers. They're expecting Harris to kickstart their run. game.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They run on first down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
A first throw for the backup Trubisky. He's got the hook up to McLeod. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
There's certainly a lot of quality receivers on this team, so he's no lock to make this squad. But the way he's got to do it, make every routine catch that comes his way, and mix in some of the big-time ones like the one we just saw there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
And oh, it's no good. For the 2nd time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
When you run into slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Flacco's throw there complete to Rodgers. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And this is going to be a Steelers 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now a 1st down carry for Harris. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack. I think this defense, Charles, realizing the deficit they're facing, they're going to have to step up and make more plays like we just saw there.
Yeah, those are the type of plays that can focus a defense because, as we know, they've had their troubles.
Under pressure, they got him again. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction, and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Let's see what they draw up here. 3rd and long following the sack of Trubisky. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Chris Wormley, his 2nd sack of the night. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Devin Bush in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he'll get this up to the 4 right about there, and that's about it. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Well, they did go run, so you were right. Maybe a little more breathing room for 4th down.
Well, no one wants to be accused of playing it safe, right? But instead, they would just reverse it and say, we're playing it smart.
The Eagles send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Here's McLeod on the return. It'll be a 39-yard punt. Give him a good 10 yards on the return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there. I'm sure he wanted to have a huge game, wants to have a huge game as the quarterback, but really on the ground, they've been very, very hard to stop. Maybe you just keep going to that well.
I think so, and isn't it funny how the definition of balance changes for us from game to game? Sometimes it's what, 50-50, run it, throw it. Sometimes it's just being a balanced running team in terms of who's carrying the football.
More than one guy.
Right, multiple guys out there, and now your guy back there has to throw it. Doesn't have to worry about it quite as much.
And they've got the lead here in the 2nd quarter. To throw on 2nd and 10, Trubisky. And that going to be taken in by Ashton Doolin.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
On 1st down, Trubisky. And he'll find Hall. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And just a yard to go here on 2nd down. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Samuels taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Steelers are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we got to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
Boswell for the extra point. Now, these have been no picnic for him so far. He's missed 2, but this one is good. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was Jalen Samuels who closed it out with a touchdown run. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Steelers defense getting ready here for this next possession. And let's roll on these sacks. We've seen quite a few of them.
I've lost track of the number, and maybe the guys on offense have as well, because they have not been able to figure out a way to plug the holes in their protection. No matter what they're doing, at least one person is leaking through, and they're getting home and finishing plays.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2nd and 10. Flacco once more. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The Eagles on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Tyson Alualu in there to get him. That is the 6th time that they have sacked him tonight.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They hand this off to Harris. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
second down and goal. Trubisky. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a fourth down. Boswell's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So everything else has gone right in this first half. Kind of follows that it would for their kicker, too, as he adds 3 more onto the lead.
Yeah, and the way that this one's gone, definitely not looking like he's going to have to worry too much about pressure kicks late in the game. He can go out there free and easy, just work on his form, and he knocked that one through.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Open man, Arcega-Whiteside. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, a run for Johnson. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Flacco from the gun. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. McLeod to return it. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. He finds his man complete. It's Hall. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They go play action. Trubisky. To the goal line, but it's is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second down, it's Snell. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on third and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Not going to get there. They tackle him at the 2. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And this Eagle defense stands tall down near the goal line. They go with Howard to begin the drive. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day. How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. He'll take it a few steps in front of the 50. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there. They've got the lead. He's a big reason why, looking sharp so far.
And as we travel around the league, we see quarterbacks get it done in a variety of ways. But today's NFL does tell us one thing. If that guy doesn't play well, their team's not going to win. And right now he's got his team in the lead.
And now they'll look to extend that lead. Now Trubisky on 1st down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball. Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction. This is Harris on the draw. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up. Trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully. To throw again on 2nd down. Trubisky, he's going to go up top again. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. Now it's Trubisky. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point now by Boswell. And the route is on here in this first half. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And we'll see what they opt to do with just 14 seconds remaining until intermission. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup of the year. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we... Boy, rough crowd. No football for...